Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. So, today we are going to be looking in depth at Windows Server 2019 and how it works on two different operating systems. So, let's take a look at our two operating systems. So on the left here we have Windows 10. This is Windows 10 Pro and this is the latest version of it. And on the right side we have Windows 7 Ultimate Service Pack 1. So, on the bottom here we have Windows Server 2019 connected up to a domain, and that is leading both of these operating systems. So, first of all, we're going to take a look at how to create this. So this is not a fresh installation. This has been installed. This has been used quite heavily recently. So, when you first install Server, you're going to have to do some roles and features. So, you're going to have to do this. In here, you're going to click role-based, make sure that's correct, and you want to make sure you have this up, Active Directory Domain Services. Make sure to have this and this, or else not everything may work. Then you're going to hit next and then install. But I already have it installed. So once it installs, you are going to restart the computer. Once it restarts, you're going to hit this flag up here, and it's going to say promote to an Active Directory domain. You're going to click that, and you are going to go through the steps to create your domain. It's pretty easy. It's just make your domain, create a password, click yes, do some other things, and there you go. Now, onto the harder part, connecting up these two. So, okay, so first of all, we're going to take a look at Windows 7. So first of all, we need to create an account. So, how do you do that? So we're going to go over to Windows Server. We're going to hit on Tools. And we're going to go to Active Directory. Oops, sorry about that. So we're going to go to Tools. And we're going to hit Active Directory Users and Computers. It's going to open up this window here. Okay? So, let's go into New, User. Okay? Okay, so we're going to give it a name. So for this, we're just going to call it Live Stream. Live Stream. Because that's what we're doing. And then for the user logon name, that'll be different. We're going to call it YouTube. Okay, we're going to hit next, and then it's going to ask us to create a password. So we're going to make our password. Okay, so user must change password at next login. We're going to disable that, and we're going to hit next. Then we're going to hit finish, and if we did everything correctly, it should let us in. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start over here on Windows 7. So let's make that full screen, because we don't need to see Windows 10. We're going to hit Control-Alt-Delete, and because I've already set this up, there's a message saying this computer is a part of a Windows domain. Contact your administrator to continue. To continue using this computer, you will need an Active Directory domain, username, and password. If you do not currently have one, please contact your network administrator, which in this case, I'm the administrator, and I give myself permission. So, username is YouTube, and the password. And if we typed it incorrectly, it will let us in. Okay, so there we are. So it gave us the basic theme. That's because of the computer, or the type of computer I'm using. It automatically defaults to Windows 7 Basic. So because of the permissions that have been given to this computer, we cannot change this. It says one or more of the settings on this page has been disabled by the system administrator. So we can't really change our theme to Windows 7 Aero. So we're going to have to deal with this. Okay, so we logged in. What's so different? It looks just like Windows. So what exactly is different about this compared to just a fresh install? So first of all, I always do this test. If you try to open Calculator as an administrator, you can't. You need the password. Now, you type in and you type in the password for it, and it lets you open up Calculator as the administrator. But here's the thing, you need to know that. Now, if you're a student and this is your school computer, you're probably not going to know that as well as I know this stuff. But is there anything else that I can use? If you can get access to the, sorry, I have to do this. If you can get access to the local account that is on the computer. So in this case, if I type in VMware-PC-VMware, I will have instant access to that app. That's because that account is stored on the computer. It is not on the network. So if you have an account that's on the network, you have to know that. If you have an account that's actually physically on the computer, you can also know that. So, should I join one of these things? Or should I stay? So, the only reason why you should be joining one of these things is if let's say you have, like, your computer's or your house is basically like an office. Like, you have a ton of computers and a ton of users. So let's say you have like 4 to 5 kids. You live with your parents and you're married. You have like 7 computers in your house, and you have one extra one that's old. You can turn that into a Windows server. Now, I technically don't recommend that because you only get a 180-day trial. But by doing that, you know how I just made an account over here and just logged in it on Windows 7? That's how you can do it. You distribute your computers across your family. You set this up. You set the permissions that you want. And now I'm going to show you how to join domains. Don't worry. I'm going to take them off, and then I will put them back on for you guys while I'm doing something down here. So it's pretty simple. Once you get server installed and you know how to do it, you should be good. So let's take a look at Windows 10, because I didn't even touch Windows 10. So you're thinking, hey, are you sure that it's gonna work? Like, same username, same password, same picture, same everything? Yes, let me show you. So let's take this out of full screen. Let's switch over to Windows 10. Whoa there. Okay, so this is Windows 10. Are you sure that's the... Okay. Okay, so here we are on Windows 10. This is the exact same thing that we saw on Windows 7. It says this computer is a part of a Windows domain. Contact the administrator to continue. So hit OK. Okay, so I'm going to log in with that exact same detail. So YouTube. Live stream. That is the exact same name that I gave on Windows 7. And it's just picking it up from the domain. So what a domain is it's basically talking to the server. And it's saying what it can and cannot do. There's a program down here called Group Policy Editor, or GPO. Oh, look at that. Exact same desktop background and everything. In the Group Policy Editor, I made it so that this desktop background would be default for everyone who logged in. Now, if Windows were activated, I could actually maybe change this background. But because it's not activated, let's do that actually. I got a key on my computer I can use. Actually, it's on my phone. But let's activate. So we're going to go and change our product key. So this is the exact same username and password that I typed in on Windows 7. Okay, so let's go and activate our Windows. Okay, so let me find my document with the key in it. going to copy it and I'm going to paste it, maybe. Okay. So now Windows should be activated. There we go. Activate. Yes, I know I'm giving up this key, basically. Unable to activate Windows. You can't activate Windows on this device because you don't have a valid digital license or product key. If you think you do have a... there is no troubleshoot below. I think I know why. That's because this is a server account. This is not on the real computer. So let's log in on the real machine. So to do that, desktop -avg sqf2, that's the name of the computer, / the account that you want to log into. Boom. You are logging in on the computer, not onto the network. So, I don't know why I did that. So let's go back into settings, go into system, phone. Some of these settings are hidden or managed by your organization. This is my computer. So why you, actually wait, personalize? Oh, I forgot. I have to activate, yay. Okay, so let's activate Windows now. Let's go back into notes and find my key. Okay, so we're gonna go and change our product key. Paste and then do Q2289. That's like the only part of the key I memorize. Okay, so let's activate. Okay, so it's unable to activate, so I might have to actually hack the activator, so. Okay. So, what we're gonna do now is go down to Windows Server and let's disable that account. Okay, so I'm not touching Windows 10. This is all down here. Okay, so we're gonna go into Tools and then go into my users and computers. Sites and services. Sites. Yeah, I don't know how to like set up sites and everything yet. Like I know like if you had like a school district with multiple schools, that would be considered sites, I believe. Okay, so we're gonna go into the live stream account. I'm gonna go into the live stream account, go under account, and then account is disabled. Okay, so we're gonna go back into Windows 10 and do YouTube, and then the password. Your account has been disabled. Please see your system administrator. Yes. Okay, so I can also do wrong passwords. Okay, so let's enable the account just by clicking on disable again, and then do these. So, oh my gosh, this is where it takes forever. Okay. Come on, I know you can do this. Okay, so username and password is incorrect. Okay, so username and password is incorrect. Try again. Okay, so now we can actually log into the account. And I've done nothing on Windows 10. You've seen me. I've done nothing. This has been all on the server. Okay, so what if we forget our password a bit too many times? So, this is what'll happen. So we're gonna type in the wrong password just a few times. Okay, so the referenced account is currently locked out and may not be logged into. Okay, so let's pretend I am an IT guy. And the person who's been dealing with this computer for so long. So I go to him and say, hey, I can't log into my account. So then I, as the IT person, would say, what's going on with the account? And it says the reference account can't be logged into, it's locked. Okay, so I say, what is the login name for the account? Because like I know what I'm doing, I know to go into users in configuration, so I say, what is the name of the account? So they say the name is YouTube. Okay, so I look up in here, YouTube, and I see live stream. Okay, so give me just a second. Okay, so there's a button down here. Oh, you cannot see that. Shift 1. No, Command Shift 1. Okay, so there's a button down here that says Unlock Account. This account is currently locked out on this Active Directory Domain Controller, or ADDC. So I hit Unlock, and I hit Apply. Then I say, oh, can you try that again? So we go up here, and you know what, I also forgot my password too. Can you change that? So we ask for a password change, and I say, sure, no problem. Just give me a moment. Okay, why does that keep doing that? Okay, so I can go into account and say, or no, I right click and then I say reset password. Okay, so we're going to reset our password for this account. So I can also say unlock the user's account, but no. So we're just going to do no password, but I can't. Let's actually try that, see if, yeah, no, you need a password basically. So we're going to say reset password, and let's do, and also we're going to say user must change password at next login. So we're going to do, since yours is based on YouTube, we're going to do capital T-U-B-E-Y, capital TV, @ 2020. So then I type that again, T-U-B-E-Y, capital TV, at 2020. So you're going to need to change your password again. So once you type that in, once you type in your password, it's going to ask you to change it again. So let's do that. Okay, so it does say the user's password must be changed. Good, so that means that you got it correct. So just change it again, and you should be good to go. And then we say thanks, have a great day. So now we can actually get into the computer. So what about on Windows 7? Does that also work for Windows 7? So log out. So we just got in. So we do YouTube. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay, so user's password must be changed. Oh, we're doing that over on Windows 10. So basically, I typed in the exact same password as I did for Windows 10 on Windows 7, and it worked. So if you're thinking that, oh, I'm just doing this without you looking, no, this is actually based on Windows Server 2019 technology. So let's log in. So I'm just going to do what I had before. Okay, I'm going to have to change that back again. TV at 2020. Okay, so we're going to change that quickly. So, okay, so let's go into the group policy management. So this is what you do when you need to change some on your entire thing of computers. So it'll bring you off here. You go into here, you go into domains, and then you click on your domain, and then there's a default domain policy thing right there. Double click that. This is going to pop up. It basically says you have selected a link to a group policy object, except for changes to link properties. Changes you make here are global to the GPO and will impact all other locations where this GPO is linked. That's what we want. Go into action and go into edit, and then in here we are going to go to computer configuration policies, Windows settings, security settings, account policies, password policy. Okay, so we got all this. We're not going to define that. I'm not going to do that. And we're not going to do that. And we're not going to do that. Also not going to do that either. Okay. Now, after a quick restart of our Windows 10 computer, which we can't right now. So we're going to hit restart, and we'll be back. So, while that is restarting, let's take you on a trip on how to turn off the domain. So first of all, you're going to want to log into your computer's account. So, in that case, it is VMware-PC /VMware. And I have no password. Okay, so this is your account. The group policies are not affected on your account. So nothing will be affected. Okay, so you're going to go to computer and right click it and hit properties. You're going to go over to change settings, and then there's a thing here saying to rename this computer or change its domain or workgroup, click change. You're going to hit change. So this is the network that I'm on, admin.com. We're going to switch it over to a workgroup. So we're going to hit workgroup, and we're going to type in workgroup. It really doesn't matter what you type it in as, because so it says after you leave the domain, you will need to know the password of the local administrator account to log into your computer. Click OK to continue, and then it might ask us to log out of the domain with the administrator username and password. Yep. So we're gonna need to know that too. So because we're still in the domain, we're gonna type in administrator and then the password. Okay. Now I believe that if you are on a VMware computer right now, and you know my IP address connected to this, you will be able to actually log into my domain. Now, I'm not doing a multi-computer because I don't really have a virtual machine, but if I did, I would try it out, see if it'll work. Okay, so now this is going to be there for the first time only. That's it. After you log in, it'll be gone. There we go. We are on the Windows 7 desktop. No more domain. So we can log off. And we don't have... Now, that also might be there until you restart one more time. But the message is gone. So let's try it. Log off. If not, I actually did something. I might have actually done something on that computer, so might have to restart it. Okay, so now we're going to Control-Delete to unlock. Type in YouTube, Tubi TV at 2020. That's the password. It must be changed, and we're just going to do nope. We're just going to do just a basic password. Okay, so it's been changed. Now we are in the live stream account. Okay, so on Windows 7, can we get on the internet? Let's take a look. So, because we are connected with a DNS to the server, so it expects us to be on. So let's go over to Google. And in fact, this is working, so obviously we are. Let's go over to Google. Let's get IE11. And we're going to get IE11 64-bit. Maybe. Because last time I did it, self-responded, so... So I might not be able to. So we're going to get Chrome. Okay, so let's go and get Chrome. That's my home page. We're going to go get Chrome. Yes, Chrome download, not Chrome download. Okay, so let's download Chrome. No. Accept and install. Run. Okay, yes. So yeah, we can still do online stuff. Now, if the server is turned off, this is our host for the internet. So we will not be able to access anything online with it gone. Okay, so let's show you how to connect to a domain. So, the first thing that you have to do is open up the Network and Sharing Center, find your network, go into Properties, go into Internet Protocol version 4, and you have to paste in your DNS, or else it will not work. Now, how do I find that on Windows Server? So, good thing you asked, because it's pretty easy to find. Go into your settings, go into your network and internet, and then change connection properties will pop up. You're going to want to click on that. Actually, no. Show available networks. No, that's down there. Change adapter option. Nope. View your network properties. Then you're going to want to go and find this, your IPv4 address. You're going to take that over to Windows 7 or whatever operating system you have. You're going to put it right here. Okay? Now, this is what you're going to do. Put it in the preferred DNS server. Do not put anything in the alternate. Okay? So, we got that done. So let's now connect. So, remember what I did to switch back off? That's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to go into your system, change your settings, and then go into here, hit change. You're going to hit domain, and then type in your domain name that you set when setting up Windows Server. You're going to type in the password for the server, not this. And then, in just a few seconds, you should be welcomed into the admin.com domain. Yep, welcome to the admin.com domain. Then it'll ask you to restart your computer. So, on Windows Server, it's getting that notification in the system that, hey, I have a new computer. Okay, that's nice. Let me set it up. So now it's setting it up. That's why it's saying please wait. Okay. So now, this computer is a part of a Windows domain. Contact your administrator. You're going to hit continue, and there we go. Now, we can log into our YouTube account because that is a network account. If you are not on the network, you cannot log in. Now, if you've noticed that your server doesn't look like mine, like you have this message here and it's showing either 1 or 2 users and then an other user and then username and password. So what it's doing is, remember um, this thing, the group policy management editor? That is what configured Windows 7. If you don't use this, if you do not use the group policy management editor, you're just basically a server that allows people to log in. That is it. You have to use group policy management editor to make your computers how you want it to, or else it will not be working just as you want. So let's go into Windows 10. So, how do you log into the computer? You type in desktop-avgsqf2, or your computer name, so desktop-avgsqf2, then your username. Which in this case is VMware. You log in. Oop. So, sorry about that. So you type in, let me do that again for you. Hey, I've been doing this all day. This computer is getting tired of me signing out. So, if you don't know what it is, how do I sign into another domain? You type in your computer's name, which in this case is desktop-avgsqf2 / your username, which in this case is VMware, and you log in. Now, it might say username, it might not. If it doesn't, that's fine. Okay, so here we are on my desktop. Now, you can tell that it's mine because you have all these icons compared to the 3 up there on a server account. So let's say I don't want a network account. Like, sure, I'll have a network account on everything else, but I want my own computer. How do I do that? So you go into here, you type in net plwiz, and you open this up. So these are all the accounts that are on the computer. So in fact, I have my own account on here. So you're going to go into advanced, and then hit this advanced button. Then you're going to go into users, you're going to right click and hit new user. Okay, so this is not going to be a network account. This is going to be yours. This will be on the computer. If you do it any other way, it will be on the network and will not connect. So let's do it. So I want YouTube. And then the full name will be Livestream. Okay, so this is an account to show off the live stream being currently worked on. Then we do a password. Okay. Now it's created. Just like that. So we can log off. You're going to do Control-Delete. Sign out. Okay. Control-Delete. Okay. So that'll be the same because this is technically a network computer now. So we're going to do desktop dash avgsqf2 / YouTube. I think that's the password I said. There we go. That is my account. That is not ever going to be a network account. Unless I think I tell it to. Then it will be. But this is my account. And I can do whatever I want to it. And see, on a network account, this you will never ever see. Okay, so we're going to accept. And there. Also on a network account, you never see Edge pop up off the bat. So this is my account. Now, at the end of the day, when you disconnect the server from the computer, server is like in a bad mood, kind of, because it just got really controlled. It's in a lot of relief. So, because like right now it's being talked to from the server. Right now it's paused because I'm logged into it. That goes the same with Windows 7. If I do that same YouTube account, that is not the password. So that is not. Like you saw me type in that desktop thing. So if I do desktop dash avg sqrf2 sq2 as I forgot the name of the stupid computer. Oh. avgsqf2. Okay. avg. I cannot read. avgsqf2. Okay. And then I do YouTube. And then type in the password. It doesn't work like that. Actually, it might, because I think it is. Nope, okay. So it does not work like that. You have to log in from that computer. So let's log into that account. So I changed the password. Okay, there, it works. Now I still can't change the background if I log it. Okay, so I showed you how to make your own account over here. Is it the same for over here? Well, kind of. You just type in netplwiz. Now, you can't do it over here. Because, oh, actually you can. Okay. Is this mine or YouTube? Yeah, this is the live stream account. This is my account. So I'm gonna make login. So basically, a server is basically about making accounts. After you get everything, it's just about making accounts and helping out people. So if I do VMware-PC and then login, type in my password, I have to change it. There. So basically Windows Server is about making accounts and managing them. It's also about managing computers worldwide. If you are connected to this domain from across the world, I can control you. I can control what you do. I can control what you have access to. Sure, I can control the people downstairs and upstairs, but I can also control people across the street, across the country, across the world, just from Windows Server. Now, you might say, can you control, like, let's say there's one IT person and there's a world full of accounts. Like, literally a world full. Like, you have their address, you have their phone number, and you are just making accounts endlessly for days. Like, there are a world full of accounts. Will it work like that? Yes, it will. Because there is limitless accounts that you can make. I think there's also limitless computers that you can connect. If I give you my IP address, account administrator, and the password, you'll be able to connect to this computer or to this server, but in a VMware virtual machine only, because this is VMware networking. This is not your average router. This is a VMware specific router network card. I've tried to connect Windows Server up to a Mac. Didn't work. Let me show you. Okay, so let's go to L50. Okay, so this is my actual Mac. So we're gonna take you to network. Let me wake up the computer, hold on. Okay, so you just saw a computer pop up. So we're gonna share our screen. Okay. Okay, so let's quit that, and quit that, and that. Okay, so we are going to go into System Preferences, and we are going to go into Network. Okay, so we're going to go into Advanced, and we're going to go into DNS. We're going to hit plus. Okay, so remember how you needed that IP address? We're going to need that right now. So let's go into Network and Internet and find view your network properties. So 192.168.252.132. Okay, so that is our DNS. Now, we're going to apply that. We're also going to go into users and groups. Now, we're going to unlock that. We're going to say network account server. Okay, so we're going to find admin.com. And yes, I did type it in correctly. And so it is trying its best to find it. Now, I've done it on macOS before in a VMware virtual machine, and it has worked. So we're going to hit OK, and it's adding the Open Directory server, so it's trying to find it first. If it actually works this time, I'm going to be very, very impressed. Oh, wow. Yeah, see, unable to add a server. So that is impossible to do. You cannot take a virtual machine and take it to a real computer. So that is one downfall of using it on VMware, is that you can't do it. My computer's also getting nice and toasty too. So, so let's take you around the group policy manager. So we can shut down these computers here because we don't need them anymore. We're just gonna take you around the group policy manager and really show you some settings that you should be using. So first of all, if you forgot to get into it, you just type in GMO, basically GPM group policy management. So you'll be taken to something that looks like this. You're going to double click that, you're going to double click that, and you're going to double click that, and finally you're going to double click that. One more double click, you're going to double click that, and you're going to hit OK. Go up to action, and you're going to hit edit. Okay, so let's take you through a tour of server. Okay, so first of all, we're going to go through policies. Okay, so software installation, you can, I guess, new package, and if you have something like Chrome or something, you can do that. But these are MSIs, so good luck finding that. So we're going to go into Windows settings. Okay, so we're going to make this a bit bigger. Okay, so name resolution policy. Okay, so you're not going to really need this much. Startup shutdown, it's basic stuff. Those are just scripts. Deployed printers, I don't have any printers. Security settings. This is where you want to spend a little bit of time in. So, account policies, account lockouts. So that is what I was trying to demo, is account lockout. That is where you have to either wait 30 minutes or call your IT guy, have him reset your password. Kerberos, this is really not needed unless you really know what it does. So then we have our local policies. So we got audit, user rights assignments. So I can force shutdown from a remote system, which I have done before. Enable computer and user account to be trusted for delegation. Deny logon through remote desktop services. Deny logon locally. Deny logon as a service. Deny logon as a batch job. Deny access to this computer from the network. Okay. Shut down the system. So the security setting determines which users who are logged on locally to shut down the computer or can shut down the operating system using the shutdown command. Misuse of this user right can result in a denial of service. Works on workstations, default on workstations, administrators, backup operators, users. Okay, synchronize that, take ownership of files or other objects. And we got security options. Take some time and look through this. So, administrator account status. Block Microsoft accounts. Guest accounts. Limit local account use of blank passwords to console logon only. Rename the administrator account. So you can even rename that. Rename the guest account. Shut down system immediately if unable to log security audits. Machine access, stuff that you really not have to go on. Allow undock without having to log in. That must be if you're like on a docking station. Allowed to format and eject removable media. Um, Prevent users from installing printer drivers. Restrict CD-ROM access. Restrict access floppies. Allow server operators to schedule tasks. Refuse account password changes. Digitally encrypt or sign secure stuff. Disable machine account password changes. Maximum machine account password age. Require strong Windows 2000 or later session key. Do not require Control-Alt-Delete. Do you know how I had to press Control-Alt-Delete all the time to get it to log in? That's kind of what it was. Don't display last signed in. So you know how I had a username and password with like no other accounts? That's what it was. Don't display username at sign in. So basically, you'll see other user like you saw. Machine inactivity limits. Windows notices an activity of a logon session, and if the amount of inactive time in the screensaver will run, locking the session. So, like if I do 1500 seconds. 1500 seconds.
25 minutes.
25 minutes.
That would be 600 seconds.
So let's go 600 seconds. Message text for users attempting to log in. You know how it says like contact your administrator if you don't have an account? That's what it was. Number of previous logons in cache in case domain controller is not available. We're going to set that to 0 because we always want our network. Prompt user to change password before expiration. Require Windows Hello for business or smart card. Smart card removal. So basically, go through this stuff. Like, you may need this stuff. Force log off when logon expires. Hours expire. What time is it? Okay. So yeah, really go through this stuff. You have your event log, restricted groups. I don't think we have any. System services, registry, file system, stuff like this. Then we got Windows settings, environment. So this is actually looking like XP, but I don't really know what to do here. New environment variable. I don't know how to do this because I don't do this. So we're gonna cancel that. I got files, folders, INI files, registry. If you really know how to do this, do it. I don't really. User configuration policies. So you might also want to go through here too. So software installation, Windows settings, security settings, public key policies, software restriction policies, enterprise trust, trusted people, folder redirection, desktop, start menu, documents, pictures, music, videos, favorites, contacts, downloads, links, search, save games. So you can do, actually there's really nothing in here. Policy-based QoS, I don't know how to do this, so like there are a lot of stuff in here. You have this, like you can hide the add programs from Microsoft option. And it'll do that. Hide add new programs page. um, had hide, add, remove Windows components, got display here. You can disable that. Personalization. You can prevent changing theme and color scheme. So if you remember, I could not change the theme to arrow. That's what it was. Enable screensaver. So you can even disable the screensaver if you don't want it. Screensaver timeout. So I'm going to set that to 500 seconds. So I would really take a look through this. You can hide that. Regional and language options. Desktop, Active Directory, and then your desktop. Desktop wallpaper. As you noticed, I had one wallpaper for like all my accounts, even one's brand new logging in. That's what I was using. That is on this computer and on all computers. Shared folders. Start menu, taskbar. So yeah, you can go through all this stuff. And like there's even an all settings button that has everything in it. So I would really recommend going through here and really taking a look, because you might not know what you need, and when you need it. So really take a look through here and see what you can really use on your network. So I had a basic setup. You can really go all out on your network because this is yours. You are in control of it. Be respectful to the people who are using your computers, and they will respect you. If you are disabling everything, they're not going to respect you. So don't give them a reason to feel like they need to punch your computers. Don't be looking through others' computers, because what you can do, let me go back into, I think I closed it. Let's see, there's it back. Because you can go into remote desktop and go into your computers. Don't do that though, because for one, that will lock them out. So just be safe and be careful on what you do, because one thing, your entire lab may shut down. So if you are using this in a family, I highly, highly recommend you look up on YouTube how to do a multiple domain server, because you might want one for the kids and one for the adults. The kids will have the tighter controls than the adults will. They may not even have controls because, well, they're adults. So just be lenient. If your child asks you to change something, do it. Like, if you disabled the theme thing, really, come on, you're better than that. They deserve to change their desktop background. Now, if it's something like this is a very nice background. It looks like Batman. But just be lenient. If you are a newbie to Windows Server, I will be posting videos on how to set up Server 2016 and Server 2008 within probably next week or two. So this was a what does Server 2019 do, and what can it do for you? So I hope you really, really enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it very informational. I'm going to go through the chat right now. Looks like I got nothing. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got some understanding on how domains work and how to use your server in a very well manner. Because there may become a time when you need it to control your home because it's so big and you want to have control over your computers. Because you spent money on them and you deserve it. So, again, be careful on what you do. Don't make people feel like they need to punch your computers because of what you've done. This is a powerful feature. And with great power comes great responsibility. Don't abuse it. Because people will hate you for it. So, I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope you watch the 2008 and 2019 videos because they are pretty long. I'm going to edit them down, see what I can take out. But they might be a little longer than the stream. So, server is a very intense operating system. And those videos are the basics to setting it up and getting computers connected and seeing what they can do. It is the most advanced basic setup to Windows Server 2008 and 2019. So, I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.